What's up guys, it's Zakir and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different than my usual content. So, Apex Legends is in a very critical moment in its life cycle right now. It's in a very good spot and it has to take advantage of it. So we're going to talk about that. And we are also going to talk about what it could do to make itself even better. So starting off with the obvious, the most famous game at the moment, the most popular game is obviously Fortnite. Whatever Battle Royale comes out, it's going to be, compared to Fortnite. Nothing can beat it. It still gets probably the second. If it's not first, it's either second or third most views on Twitch. So it has a huge community. And it has that huge ass tournament that's coming up for like 100 million or something. So any game that comes out is going to be compared to Fortnite, especially if it's Battle Royale. And a really bad thing that people don't realize is that whenever a game is compared to another game, especially a game like Fortnite, this can cause some misconceptions about the game itself. So I'm sure you've heard before that Apex is already dying. I'm sure you've seen the videos on YouTube. And to be honest, that's not the case. And the reason for that is that since it's compared to Fortnite, especially Battle Royales, people are going to think that if it doesn't match up to Fortnite in views or popularity, that it's dying. Like, oh, it looks like it's going to pass Fortnite, and it doesn't. And people are like, oh, well, I guess it's dying then, right? It's the new game that just came out, but it's not going to be more popular than Fortnite, so the game is dead. But that's just not, it's not how it is. But sadly, that's the way people see it now. Apex is still in a very good spot. It has a lot of players right now. And the last patch they did was actually amazing. They fixed a lot of the problems that were with the game. There was some gun problems, some balancing issues, and some server issues. And for the most part, they got everything taken care of. They listened to the community. They listened to what they needed to patch, what guns were too OP. And that's honestly a really good step. So there's nothing wrong with Apex. Don't listen to those Apex design videos. It's probably the best Battle Royale that's first person right now. It beats almost any other game that's out at the moment when it comes to like how it runs, its reliability with its servers. It does have some hit reg issues, but that's not going to stop the game from being great. They're not as bad. And it also does have some hacker issues, but I've been seeing less of them. I don't know if that's something on Respawn side or if I've just been getting lucky and maybe I just don't run into them as much as I used to before. But it's looking good. But what people don't realize, and I'm not sure if Respawn realizes this, is that Apex is in a very important spot right now. Because obviously its main competitor is Fortnite. Fortnite is any Battle Royale competitor. While PUBG is another first-person Battle Royale, it's just not as popular as it used to be, and it's kind of already found its niche of players that are going to be playing it every day. So once a game comes out, like Apex for example, it's going to be extremely popular and everyone's going to want to play it. And there's going to be people that just play this game nonstop. But once the next Battle Royale comes out, it's going to be, that's going to be the thing. And people are going to move on from Apex or whatever Battle Royale they're playing at the moment. So since PUBG is already out of the limelight that it was in earlier, when it came out, everybody was all over PUBG. I'm sure you remember where that's all YouTube was, nothing but PUBG videos. Well, it's out of that. So right now it's just Fortnite. Apex has to compete with Fortnite. Fortnite never got out of that limelight because it's still the most popular game around. But even though I don't play Fortnite, I still watch some of the updates sometimes. I keep up with it just in case, maybe something happens that I do want to go back and try out. So Fortnite's in a really bad place right now with the whole tournament coming up with the 100 million. And they have these I don't know what they are. They're like vehicles, I guess. Their vehicles are really broken apparently. They're like little orbs that you can get into. And apparently they're so broken that the pros are saying that they should not be in this tournament. So that's a thing that's a problem with Fortnite right now. They also reverted some changes that they previously added to the game that a lot of people loved, especially the pro players. And people are just really angry about it. So a lot of people are saying that they want to quit. A lot of the influencers, the really, really big streamers, are saying that they want to quit. And that's a big problem for Fortnite because once you stop famous people from playing your games, it's going to lose traction. No matter how good your game is, if nobody popular is playing it, then you're going to lose viewers. And those people that stream are going to take their viewership somewhere else to another game. To another game that actually fulfills the thing they want and don't change up the game and mess it up for people that are enjoying the game the way it is. So Apex and the people at Respawn have to take advantage of this time. Once Apex is out of the spotlight, it's the newest game. Once it gets overshadowed by another game that comes out, the only people that are going to play Apex are the people that actually like the game. It's not going to be a hype thing anymore. This means that Apex has to do their best to make sure that they keep as many people as possible. Make the game as good as you can during this time period while people are actually playing it. And you might actually have a lot of people that are normally into Fortnite that are coming into Apex because of how bad Fortnite is right now, apparently, because of their updates. So making the game as good as possible right now is the key to keeping a long like community that's gonna last years and years. And this is something that I'm not sure if they realize. I'm sure they do like look at all the updates for other games and stuff. You know, they keep Respawn keeps tabs on the other battle royales just in case. But you know, this is a critical moment in Apex's life cycle, and they're gonna have to do as best as they possibly can. Because once this game is not as popular, once it's not the new game, only the people that like it are gonna stay here. And to be honest, that's only gonna be people that are gonna enjoy a good game. While Apex is really good right now, there are some problems with it. Like I said earlier, the whole hacking thing and the hit rich thing is kind of a problem right now. And the servers are kind of booty at the beginning of some games. I'm sure you've noticed that you land and the game is super buggy and super slow. And it goes away most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the whole game is like that. And, you know, for the casual player, maybe they won't mind it once in a while. But for, like, people that stream, you know, imagine if Ninja plays Apex every day and he gets, like, a bunch of slow-ass servers. And it's just he's super slow motion the entire time. You know, that's not what his viewers want to watch. And he's not going to play something that he thinks is going to be boring for his viewers. So obviously that's going to be a different thing. They have to make sure that they just organize everything, make sure everything's working well, and just polish the game as much as possible. So this is all going to come down to how much Respawn wants this. I'm sure Respawn knows that, you know, this is a window. This is their perfect chance to improve their game as much as possible while people aren't happy with Fortnite. Now, I don't think that Respawn, you know, they shouldn't perfect their game because obviously it's hard. It's a hard game to balance. You know, no one can be perfect. No developer can be perfect. And while I don't think that Apex will ever beat Fortnite because Fortnite is too much loved by a lot of people, I do think that Fortnite does have to, Apex does have to work really hard right now just to make sure that they carry people over and just make the best possible game for their players. That way, as many people can stay as possible. And hopefully, you know, they're heading in the right direction. Their updates have been really good. Their patches have been really good. Hopefully, that's just, you know, the direction they keep on going. Because Fortnite, for a long time, while I played it, was amazing with their updates. They updated every week almost. All the updates were good. All the balances were good. They added new weapons, you know. It was kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of like, you know, there's very few games that feel like you get rewarded for staying there. My first one was probably Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six was amazing because when Rainbow Six came out, you got an update every 3 months with new characters, a new map, and it was kind of like Christmas, you know, like, yeah, sure, you play the whole season and you'd be like, oh, I'm getting kind of bored, but then a month later, you got new characters, a new map, a new, just a bunch of new shit, and it's cool. Like, it kept me fresh. It kept me coming back to the game, and I was super excited to get back on because I knew that there was something, you know, coming up, and like I would see videos of leaks that like, oh, the new operators are coming out, and I'd be super excited. And that's kind of what keeps a game interesting for a lot of people. Keeping Apex the way it is right now, it's gonna bore people. Like, I burn out on it sometimes because there's just not a lot of changes. They did at the Havoc a while back, and they do fix a lot of stuff, but it's still Apex, you know, for the most part, like I remember when I first started playing. So they're gonna have to like start working harder. I'm not saying they have to add new guns every week like fucking Fortnite does, but you know, they have to realize that this is their time to shine. And while I don't think they're going to beat Fortnite, like I said earlier, they're going to have to work hard because they can make a dent in them, hopefully, if their game stays consistent. And like I said earlier, Fortnite was doing super good until they started messing up. They added a bunch of stuff that people loved, and then they took it out. And that's a big no-no. Like, if you're getting a bunch of good feedback about your updates, why would you revert it? Why would you move it back? Why would you get rid of it? Like, you know, I'm sure maybe they do have a plan at the end. Maybe Fortnite has this whole master plan of what their end game is going to be. But most of the time, going back on what your community is saying is not a good thing. And Apex hasn't done that so far, thankfully. They've kind of worked with the viewers. They've kind of looked back at the people that play it. They read people's criticism and they take it into like consideration. They've nerfed guns that people think are broken. And that's a really, really good start. So this is what Apex has to do. And they're doing it. So hopefully it stays like that. But anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on the situation. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you all don't mind videos like this. I really enjoy making them. I love analyzing things and situations and stuff like that. So it's just kind of something I just really enjoy doing. So hope you all really enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next one. If you haven't subbed already, be sure to do so down below and hit that like button. That'll really help out my channel. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, guys.